Alrighty. Good deal. Most of you are probably watching this after I go live, so how's it going? I mentioned we were getting some pigs. When I say we, I mean my dad. I work on the family farm here. Can you see? There's a parlor back there. And we used to raise our own calves and to our replacement heifers. And we outsourced that to an outfit downstate who was doing an excellent job. But that means we have a surplus of milk. And so the milk that we were feeding to our calves when they were here, my dad wanted something else to turn that milk into meat. And so last year was an experiment. We got 10 pigs last year from a guy. Really good pigs, very, very healthy pigs. And we fed them a mixture of corn and soybean and lots of milk, as much milk as they would drink. Got a hair in my mouth, sorry about that. And so this year my dad got 30. They're happy pigs. Now the 10 that we got last year were very healthy, super healthy. They were bulletproof. They were probably about 80 pounds, if I had to guess, when we got them. The 10 we got last year. These ones range anywhere from maybe 35 to 70, somewhere in there. So there's a much bigger range on these guys this year. And these came from Ohio, Akron, Ohio. I don't know if they came from a farm in Akron, Ohio, or if they came from a sale barn in Akron, Ohio. So let me open this up. Maybe the sound will be a little bit better. By the way, you see this? That's actually the sun. I didn't know it existed, but apparently it does. And it's shining today. So these guys are going to be drinking a lot of milk. And you see they're marked with a blue paint stick. That's because we treated these guys. Ideally, you wouldn't want to treat them if you don't have to, obviously. But there were a couple of these guys who were coughing. When they showed up, they would have coughing fits. And there were maybe half a dozen others showing signs of something. You think it might be something respiratory. That guy just projectile pooped. He's the only one with loose manure though, which is good. But, so we went through and my dad wanted us to treat them all. And so they've all been treated, which we didn't want to do, and it's not like all these pigs are unhealthy either. We just treated them all because we didn't want to risk losing any of them because we want them drinking a lot of milk. So ideally, they'll all be nice and healthy. They'll stay in here for 4 months or so, and they'll get processed when they're about 6 months old. And last year we just eyeballed corn and soybean, 4 parts corn to 1 part soy. This year, since we have a whole feed mixer here for the dairy, maybe I can show it to you over here. My dad found a ration that is good for them right when they start, right when they're young. So we mixed that up you see it? Boom. In the feed mixer over there. And we mixed up 2,000 pounds for them. Am I reconnected? This barn has a steel roof. Maybe that's why. Maybe I should go outside. That's about it. There's 30 of them in here. They're looking good. They're nice and active. They're eating, they're drinking. Hopefully we don't lose any. We shouldn't. There's none in here that are like super lethargic or anything. Let me come outside. Maybe the signal will be a little bit better. Got a direct line for the cell towers here. This used to be our calf barn. This had calves in it, where we had robotic feeders for them. And then we outsourced that part to a guy downstate. I said that at the beginning of the video, but they're doing a great job with it. And so this whole barn's empty. So we have a place to store commodities and have the pigs. So the pigs are drinking the milk that the calves would have been drinking. Not all of it, obviously. They're not drinking near as much milk as we have a surplus of. But they're going to be drinking milk and turning that milk into pork. We did this last year with 10 pigs. I'm kind of repeating myself, but for new people who came in here. We got 10 pigs. The best pork, the second best pork I've ever had. The best pork I've ever had was pork chops from Mark Baker at Baker's Green Acres. Those were the best pork chops I've ever had. The second best pork chops I've ever had were from these pigs. Super flavorful meat, very tender. Ooh, good stuff. The best hams. So there's 30 of them. They're cute. We're gonna have them in here, add bedding, make sure that they're hygienic. You want them to look clean. If they're getting dirty, you don't have enough bedding in there. If you have this many pigs on deep bedding, if you walk up to the pen, it's gonna stink a little bit. Even if you go to Joel Salatin's farm, if you walk up to the pig pen, it smells like pig. But it does not smell like pig here. But if you walked over to the pen, it would smell like pig. So what I usually do is come up, I can dump sawdust or straw over the gate, spread it around inside the pen, slowly add up, build up the bed pack. When we go to harvest them, this gate will swing out. All we do is back up the cattle trailer, swing the gate out, load them on the trailer, off they go. Super simple. Oh, disconnected again. Is it going now? Okay, it's going back again. Sorry about that. 50-gallon barrel. It's got a float on top so it always stays full. There's always 50 gallons of water in there, so it's always 400 pounds. And we haven't had to knock it over, even when they're big. And this hose goes up into the rafters, across the barn, and into a room we have at the center of the barn that's always on. So this barrel's always full so that they don't knock it over. Sorry about you guys coming back in for cutting in and out. This is got a steel roof on this barn, and the cell towers are east of us. So if I go to the center of the barn, it cuts out. I saw a couple comments. John Smaltz, I recognize that name. Back again. Weekly video on pigs, if I remember. Hello. I want to say Hildy. Is that wrong? I'm terrible with names. From Florida. I'm just gonna say from Florida. From Kissimmee, Florida. Yes. All right, that's it. That's the pigs. It's a low of 36 degrees tonight, so I'm gonna roll this curtain down so that they're protected from the wind. And then in the morning, I'm gonna roll it back up, open this back up. It's supposed to be warm during the days now. The next 3 or 4 days, it's a high of 63, 64. Starting Monday next week, the highs are above. Ventilation tube in here. It's like a big sock that's attached to a fan here. It's perforated on the bottom, got a whole bunch of holes. Turn that fan on and it will blow air out the bottom all through this barn. So we'll probably turn that on here in a couple days. All the sides, all the curtains go up. This back curtain was closed the first day they got here. That's opened up. Want lots of ventilation in here. Lots of ventilation. I think that's it. Last year, the 10 we got were really, really healthy. We didn't treat a single one of them. And at 6 months old, the biggest one dressed at 280 pounds, I want to say. The biggest one was over 400 pounds. It's like 450 pounds or something. Something insane. Just so good. So good. They grow really good on milk. They grow really good on milk. So, but we're going to keep an eye on these guys. The few that did have some respiratory issues that we noticed, we'll keep an eye on them. And if they start going downhill, single one of these again. Fingers crossed. That's it. I don't know a whole lot about pigs, but I had to catch half of these today to give them shots. That was fun. But if you do have any questions, ask them. Someone watching this, go down in the comment section. You probably know more than me. We had pigs when I was a kid. My brother had some last year or the year before. My dad got some last year, and then we have these now. So they're fun. They're so fun to watch, dude. They do laps around the straw bale. They'll eat it, coming around the side, flop on their side, and just lay there. They run around and they fall down, and they're like, "Okay, I'm just not getting up." They're awesome. We got 3 of these red ones here. Those guys are cool looking. Anyways, not on pasture. No, they're not being fed non-GMO feed. I don't sing them all songs at night before I tuck them into bed. But I think it's important to focus on just doing things better. Is this perfect? Not really. I don't think anything's perfect. But I would not mind being one of these pigs right now. Look at that guy. He's laying down in a feed trough. That is hog heaven. Wow. He looks like he's suffering. Alrighty. That's it, guys. I'm just pontificating at this point. See you around. These guys are cool. Look at them. All nestled in. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys.